I'm excited. I mean, first and foremost, we need to come up with a good effort as a team tonight. That would be the priority for sure. But on top of that, obviously, like what I talked about yesterday, it's a milestone that obviously, I'm proud of. It's been an up and down roller coaster at times and a crazy journey. But like I said, I'm just excited to be here today and grateful and thankful, and really don't want to take anything for granted. I know it's not easy, kind of, to be able to get to this point. So, yeah, it's like I mentioned, a lot of family and friends are here to help celebrate, and I just appreciate all the people who help support me. But obviously, the key is we got to have a good game tonight as a team.
You mentioned family and friends. Some highlights. Who's coming, and like you said, how much does that support mean to you?
Some highlights as far as who's coming. I mean, I got a lot of my parents and sisters, my wife's whole family, and aunts, uncles, cousins, and then just some ex-teammates and buddies who have become one of the I guess popular national predators. Scott Hartnell's coming for it. Blake Como, another guy I played with. A good buddy of mine who I became friends with in Vancouver's Trevor Linden, actually. So Hall of Famer and heck of a career himself. So yeah, lots of family and friends, and got some buddies from back home too that made the trip. So it's exciting when you have that many people who care and support you.
Special one tonight, obviously, and Edmonton coming in on your side. We know what they can do, but what is important for your group headed into this one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they're dangerous. I mean, they got two of the best players in the league, and on top of that, just a real deep team, and a team that obviously was right on the cusp of hoisting it last year, and no holes in their lineup, and obviously, they had a big win last game too, so they're going to be feeling a lot better about themselves coming in here. So, I mean, there's no question that we got to work it out for us, but I think we got to kind of get back to what our identity is, and that's first and foremost, and worry about our own game, and they're going to get their looks and chances. That's just the way it goes when you play guys like that. But we got to have our best game and focus on ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, having him as a teammate and just kind of like I was talking about before, I think it's amazing. I think his experiences and his veteran leadership and what he's been throughout his entire career is pretty impressive. And it's not very often a lot of guys can get that 1,000 game, but he's worked hard to get to where he is now, and it's just it's an impressive milestone, and hopefully one day I can get there, but for him to be able to celebrate that at Bridgestone tonight with his family and everyone in town is pretty special.
I imagine there's still plenty to learn from him as well too, just to watch him, how he carries himself on and off the ice.
Yeah, I mean, he's just he sits beside me in the stall. He's got his stuff everywhere, and he's obviously, he's just one of he's an all-time human, and to have him, like I said, to have him as a friend and to be around the locker room, it just to kind of lightens the mood, and we have a good laugh, so every day, and it's a pleasure to be around him all day.
Edmonton, the opponent tonight, we know what they can do on their side, but what's important for your group here tonight?
Just getting back to playing us. I mean, I think we were shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit with certain things in our game, but there are positives, and we need to continue to grow off that, and trying to find our identity, and which has been a hard-nosed team and connected all over the ice, and so it started yesterday, starts this morning, and with our preparation, and thought we had a great skate out there today, lots of energy, and guys seem to, the spirits seem to be good, so I think we should, we're going to come back into this the rink tonight and play full of piss and vinegar, I guess, and do the right things to try and win a game.
Well, I think just probably a commitment to being connected. I think taking that step. We've played 3 games where we've done some good things, and we've got a lot of looseness in our game, where we're giving up odd man rushes and just self-inflicted, which is giving us a hard time getting into our style of play, how we want to play. When we do the right things, we have fun with the puck, and when we don't, it's a hard game. Yeah, I mean, I think we're, obviously we're moving things around. I thought Novi and Vange had their best game 2 nights ago, And I think with their hockey IQs and their offensive abilities, it could be a really good fit for Stammer. And maybe you move Marchie over, just kind of moving around a little bit. And we talked about it's be a work in progress. I don't know how it's going to fit, where it's going to fit, but we're trying different things.
Just kind of on that note, I saw you have a moment with Tommy and Luke after practice. Any insight there on that kind of conversation, just keeping it real?
Well, I think just be yourselves. I think obviously you're playing with a Hall of Fame type player. A guy that scored 600 goals, and sometimes they're young players in this league trying to find their own way where they defer. And I think they just have to trust their skill and their IQ, and they could play with anybody in this league and feel that. And I think that's kind of leaked into some of the guys, even a little bit on the power play, where we're deferring to a great shooter, and rightfully so. You should, but we just haven't found the right rhythm and the flow. When to distribute and when to look for them and when to be ourselves. And I think it's slipped into, really our whole game.
With the change, in particular, this looks almost the way you change something that's not working versus giving it enough time to see.
Yeah. I mean, that for sure. That's on your mind all the time. You're not panicking, but you don't feel good about it. And I think as a coach, you trust your instincts, but they're not always right. And, I always refer back to being a player. I'd be frustrated if I'm switching line mates all the time. But I'm not a player anymore. I'm a coach. And I feel that when I see things that probably don't feel right, I'm looking for that solution. And that's kind of our job. But you're not always right. And it's hard and you don't sleep.
How would you describe what Luke Schenn brings to your ball?
Well, I think with Luke, he's a people person. He's a bonding guy. I think his teammates love him. He sticks up for them. He's been on a long journey. Obviously, tonight is an unbelievable moment for him. So he's been a high pick. He's had to fight. He's been through so many different things in his career, which probably makes 1,000 games that much sweeter to get there. So he has vast experience. Like I said, he's been a top 5 pick, and there's pressure on him in a big market, and he had to reinvent his game. So I think they lean on a lot of his leadership ability, but also all the things he's gone through to help each player. And he's been a really good mentor throughout his career, especially the last part of his career where he's helped a lot of young defensemen out.
What do you remember about yourself on the game?
I didn't think I played very good. I do remember that. I mean, it's a little bit of a blur. I think there's so many different things going on, and I think as a kid, obviously you grew up wanting to win a Stanley Cup and wanting to do all these different things, but 1,000 games is definitely a real honor, and it's hard to get to. So I think you kind of, I always, in my 1,000 game, I think it was almost like a funeral, like that's how you feel at times, because you're talking about your career, and I'm like, I still got hockey, like I still want to play longer, and I still got hockey left, but it's almost like an obituary. You read people, what they say about you, and so it's just that's kind of what I remember. I was like, am I dead? So.
On October 13th, 1998, you scored the first goal for the Predators. It's October 17th, 2024. How often, even in your second season, do you reflect on the journey that completely backslash?
Probably day to day, not a lot. I think there's times when you walk in the building, there's times when you hear the crowd go and you kind of forget you're a coach, and you kind of look back at some of your memories. I think it does hit you. I think when it gets loud in there, I think that's where I feel it sometimes. Or when you hear the song, Like It, Love It, that always pops in my mind. But yeah, it's been a journey and a full cycle, and but I think in my business, it's kind of minute to minute, day to day, and I think you don't really look back, you kind of look forward a lot.
Does having that connection to Nashville make you want to win even more here?
For sure. I kind of said the other day, I know Vanderbilt wasn't a national championship, but it was a heck of a win against Alabama, and to be outside and see the city, I mean, I think it's what you're craving for, and they've been, unbelievable hockey town for a long time, and to give them that would obviously would make it full circle.